G'day avocado enthusiasts and welcome back to Scott Grows an Avocado Tree, and today we are going to be planting one of the fish tank avocado trees. A few months ago I was sent some Avoseedos from Avoseedo, and I've been growing some avocado seeds in them in my fish tank. And I've been really impressed with the results of growing them in the fish tank. The warmer water and a combination of having higher nitrogen than in just regular tap water, I think has caused some explosive growth. Not that long ago, we pruned this tree. In actuality, it's been about 2 months, and it has just exploded. It has grown this much in that time. It is summer here in Australia, so it is to be expected that it's going to be growing quickly, but it has just grown really quickly. It's got a couple of branches coming out of that node, and it's ready to be planted. So I usually wait until the plants get to about the same height they were before I prune them to plant them out. The reason why we prune them is to encourage thicker stems and more foliage. I might need to head this one again because it seems to just want to get tall, which is okay. That might just be because it's not getting enough light here, but when I move it, it'll fix that up. It has some really, really long roots, which I'm going to be very careful when I transplant them to not break them and to just kind of wrap them around the pot. I haven't had roots this long before. Because it's such a deep container, they're able to just really go. And I'm interested to see how that affects the plant long term. If we're going to have a bit of shock because the roots are in different positions, I'm not really sure, but we're going to pot this up today. But before we do any planting, we need to mix our soil. So I mix my own soil because I find that just using straight soil that you buy in a potting mix bag from the hardware store or the nursery doesn't quite cut it. So I change it up. I mix my own soil and I have much better results as a result of that. So there is a link in the description below to the usual recipe that I use, but I'm using a bit of a different recipe today. I'm trying something new. So today I'm using 2 parts perlite, 2 parts vermicompost, 1 part peat moss, and 1 part just regular cheap potting mix, just kind of build it up a bit more. So the perlite is to ensure that we're draining properly. Avocados are really susceptible to root rot, and so having free flowing soil is really, really important. The vermicompost is going to build in the nutrient and help to maintain some of the moisture. It's also got a lot of bacteria, microbial life, which is really going to enable the nutrient to be able to be absorbed by the roots of the tree, which is helpful. The peat moss is to help with some of the soil moisture retention and also to make the soil a little bit more acidic, and the potting mix is to help build it up a little bit more as well. So I'm going to mix it. I have moistened all of this with some water because it gets really dusty and I don't want to breathe that in. So wear a mask or moisten it before you do any mixing. So I'm going to mix it up now. And there we have it. We are now ready to bring the avocado tree outside and we're ready to pot it up. To take it out, I'm going to just take the whole thing and it all just comes straight out of the Avoseedo like that. And now the best thing about having an Avoseedo is that I can reuse this now. So it's been in use since September, and so that was about 6 months ago, not quite, and we're ready to go again. Look at those roots. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That is just incredible. Now it's going to be pretty important to put this into its soil pretty quickly after pulling it out of the fish tank, because if I let these roots dry out, it's going to die really quickly. So I'm using a terracotta pot today. The reason why I'm using terracotta is because it's got a hole and because it's pretty porous, which means that water won't just be sitting in there, which we want to avoid water sitting in there because that's what causes root rot. So because it's so bendy, I'm going to just try and kind of bend them around a little bit. So I'm going to put in a little bit of soil just at the bottom. And then I'm going to place my tree in, and I'm going to try and corkscrew the roots around a little bit and hope that I don't snap any. And now I'm going to fill the rest of that in with soil, just getting it all around those roots. Now, I have a lot of people ask me if I need to bury the seed or leave it on top of the soil. And the answer is that it doesn't really matter. So long as your roots are underground, under the soil and your stem's above it, it doesn't really matter. It kind of splits halfway through the seed. I generally bury my seeds, but it doesn't matter if you can see them poking above the soil line. And to finish it off today, I'm going to give it a really good water with a seaweed solution. Now, this is not the same as a fertilizer, but it does have a number of nutrients which are going to help the seed or the tree settle in. It's going to help reduce the effects of stress due to the transplanting, and it's going to help its roots to settle in nicely. So I'm going to give it a really good water to start with. It's going to run out the bottom. Now all it's left to do is to put it into its place where it's going to live for the next little while. Now these can live outside. I'm not going to put it outside because we're going to have some really hot weather in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to put it inside. It's okay to get a bit of direct sun, but bright ambient light otherwise is fine. So we're going to put it in there. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the moisture levels. I'm only going to water it when it's dry. I'm going to use a moisture meter to check that. They're great little tools and you absolutely should get one if you want to make sure that you're watering your house plants properly. And it's going to be great. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you want to get some of your own Avoseedos, please feel free to use the link in the description below. That is my affiliate link, but no stress at all. I've really enjoyed using these little tools. It's been great to see the avocados grow in the fish tank. I've got a couple more that I'm waiting for to finish. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to Scott Grows and Avocado Tree Sowers to watch more of my avocado and other plant related content. It's been a pleasure to have you here today. Take care and we'll see you next time.
Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree.